Grand Rising family, it's your sister from another mister, Lovely Fly Shy, and this is now take 3, so 3 better be the charm. But yes, so in this video, excuse me, we are going to be talking about divine feminine and divine masculine rising and what that means. So from my consensus and from my studies, from my experiences, and from my inner knowing, I have come to the conclusion and synopsis that the divine feminine rising and the divine masculine rising simply and solely pertains to being able or having gone through the activation process of returning back to who you really are, your true nature, your godlike nature, your goddess nature, for all of my divine feminines out there. That is a total integration of what was once that once led dormant, which is your spiritual gifts, which is your intuition that you may have not used, you may or may not have used, religiously, but it is awakening to higher consciousness, higher awareness, okay? It is having gone through the procedure of facing your demons, okay? And doing the soul work needed to be able to be on such a frequency of the divine feminine and or the divine masculine. Flip it and reverse it. You know who I'm talking to. But it is an awakening of self, who you truly are. Not the version of which you created in this 3D matrix. Not the version and the identity that you have adopted and taken on based off of the influence and programming and indoctrination and suppression also of this matrix. You see, you have been suppressed from using all of your DNA. They say we use 10% of our brains. Well, imagine a great awakening occurring where now there is millions upon millions. This may be wishful thinking, but hey, I could see it happening. But just imagine millions upon millions awakening to who they really are, their true nature and what lies within them. And you all may ask, well, what lies within us? What lies within me? Baby, I'm here to tell you, power lies within you. Greatness lies within you. And I want to touch on this really quickly, but in terms of Christ consciousness, you see, Christ consciousness is, as you know, the title, or not the title, but the term, it relates to unlocking something inside of you. Okay? Back to the point I made earlier, which has been hidden and has been suppressed through the different forms of programming that a lot of you have undergone, a lot of us have undergone. And when we step into this energy, and as we rise further and awaken more and more to this energy, we come to realize that, wait a minute, I am godlike. And, you would even hear people say, I am a god. I am a goddess. And of course that isn't received well. But you all, I'm here to tell you, it is factual. You are a god. Those of you who are in your divine masculine energy, your divine feminine energy, you are a goddess. You are the co-creator of your reality. And that is not to say that, okay, you are taking precedence over God, or you're trying to supersede God, or trying to overpower God and what God has created in terms of this universe. But all that I'm saying is You need to understand who you are. Of course, they weren't going to teach us this aspect of ourselves. Hence why religion comes to play, and hence why religion is necessary in this 3D matrix. And that is simply because of the fact that all religion does is influence you and brainwash you into looking outside of yourself, and not ever once looking within yourself and questioning things that come to your mind. You see, you have been demonized from doing so. Because anytime you think outside the box, anytime you are exuding qualities of being unorthodox, that is met with judgment. It is met with misunderstanding and ridicule. Okay? Simply because, those of whom are in this deep slumber, are in this deep sleep, they don't realize that, for example, all the religious dogmas and doctrine is speaking of is really awakening these Christ-like qualities within yourself. We are not peasants. We are not beneath anyone. We are gods and goddesses. And I am now comfortable with saying that. I am a goddess. And that does not come from an egotistical standpoint. It comes from a standpoint of having gone through this awakening, having gone through and seen the truth behind the veil. Okay? And that's what this is about. And I'm going to be integrating other forms of my spiritual teachings and what it is that I have attained in terms of knowledge and wisdom. I will be integrating that on this channel because I want you all to reach the point of awakening. I want to see you all there, and what I mean by there, I wish to see you at your greatest and highest potential. I don't want to see any of you living a lie, being brainwashed, and having what you already possess and what is already inside of you, having that suppressed by the invisible enemies, the shadow governments, the powers that be, who really seek to recycle your soul over and over again. But there is a big and great and grand awakening upon us right now. One in which that is rendering a great separation, one in which a great separation is being developed. Okay? But the reality is everyone has the ability to tap into this ancient knowledge, tap into this galactic knowledge, this cosmic knowledge. You see, we don't just have ancestors, we have cosmic families. We come from galactic families, interdimensional families. And do you think that if we knew all of this all along from birth on up until this point, my apologies, but do you think that we would be in this deep slumber that many of you are still in? Or you may not have all of your DNA activated. All of your consciousness is not online just yet because you are still parading and masquerading in this energy of what man told you should do, right? Never once going within yourself and questioning things for yourself. You're just going along, God is saying. I'm not saying, when I say that I am a goddess, I'm not saying that I am the creator of this universe. I know that I am not. But however, I am the creator of my own universe. I am the co-creator of my own reality. So what it is that I accept, what it is that I take in, what it is that I choose to give my energy to, well, guess what? That is going to directly connect me to the walking manifestation of what is going on inside. Okay? So, I know a lot of people aren't going to receive this well because that is what this Great Awakening is about. It is about the wheat and the tares. It is about those who have, to me, unblocked that Christ consciousness within themselves and have, done the necessary work and have, deprogrammed and released themselves from the indoctrination and the lack of awareness, and are now at a point where they are willing to open their minds. A lot of people are closed-minded. A lot of people are empty-minded, and again, as I will always state, this is not coming from a place of judgment, because I've been there. That was me once before, praising someone outside of myself when the Spirit of Christ, when all of that energy was already within me. So I'm looking outside of myself for all of the answers. I'm giving energy and I'm feeding these invisible enemies and principalities based off of fear mongering all of my good energy, all of my source energy, simply because of what I had been told, what I had believed to be true. And it took separating. It took being in a season of isolation, and my season of isolation has lasted for years, you all, but it has taken this for me to realize and rewire and basically reprogram, and like I said, a lot of people aren't going to understand this because this is heavy information. It is deep information, and a lot of people aren't ready for it. A lot of people aren't ready to walk in their godlike, goddess-like energy, their divine feminine energy. They aren't, and that's okay. If they choose to sign that contract to do this loop again, this wormhole again, of the same old, then they will return here. But those of whom are awakened to who we really are, we will be far elevated onto the next dimension somewhere. This is powerful information, okay? And I encourage you all to do your own research. I was actually watching a reader today, and I think her name is Mystic Tori Tarot. And she spoke about Esther in the Bible. And I'm actually, when I get home from doing what I'm doing, I'm going to go and read that book in the Bible. And she spoke about that. And I was just like, whoa. So all this time I have been Esther, you have to look at it symbolically and break it down in a spiritual and celestial way, because we're on this physical plane. But you have to understand everything is spiritual, etheric even. But I'm going to end it here, you guys. I just wanted to drop that on you. You guys know whenever I have a word, whenever I have a message, I'm definitely going to get on here and drop it and share it with you all. But yeah, that's what the divine feminine, divine masculine rising is all about. That's what this new paradigm shift is all about. We're going from a era of patriarchal energy where the men ruled everything, the men were in control of everything. Well, now there is a reverse happening, and I'm not saying that the divine masculines that stand today, that they are not capable of being a part of this rising, but all I'm saying is it is the divine feminine that is rising. A lot of women are in roles that were once men dominated, if you all notice. A lot of women are in roles, like, there's just a lot of reversals going on right now. That's what this paradigm shift is about, okay? So definitely do your research. Take what I'm telling you from a grain of salt, because this is simply from my perspective, from my synopsis, and from what I concluded based off of my own experiences and based off of the downloads and divine intelligence that I have received from Source itself, the Most High God of all things, okay? So without further ado, I hope you all have an amazing Thursday. I know I will. Today will be an amazing day. Check me out on my second channel if you all haven't already. It is Divine Timing We Are Rising. So definitely go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you are interested in channeled readings, channeled messages, You know, I do have psychic and intuitive abilities. I'm definitely the epitome of high priestess energy. And I have now accepted that, and I am now embodying that and walking in that in a very confident and humble manner, a very graceful manner. But yeah, definitely check me out. And so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you feel the shift, if you feel the rise, if you know that you are in your divine feminine energy, your divine masculine energy, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Well, with love always, peace, love, and light. And remember, keep that chaos energy because you may need it. All right.